Hi, this is Eric from the African Homestead on our American farmstead. My next project is right behind me. Well, we're just about to enter the second week of June, and I still don't have my garden in. So if you know anything about what's been going on in the Midwest, especially Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, I suppose Nebraska, I never go north of here, but I've been from Texas all the way up to here in the last month or so, and there's just been swollen creeks, flooded rivers, and all kinds of damage to farmland and crops and homes, and it's just been a rainy mess. Finally, it's been about a week now. We haven't had any rain at this location, but it's just been a big challenge to get the garden in. And so we're still sitting at square one. Here's what I've got so far. I have a garden plot. That's right behind me. That's the old pig pen that my wife's grandpa said is the best place to plant garden on this farm, because that's where they kept the pigs for years. And about 20 years ago, I asked him, how long ago? I don't remember you having pigs. How long ago was that? And he said about 40 years ago. So it's been 60 years since there have been pigs here, but we've always had good luck. It's been at least a decade since we've put a garden in this plot behind us. And so I've got the plot of ground, and I have a bunch of manure. I've got a large round bale of wheat straw. I have some plants that have been sitting here for 3 weeks. And finally, I've got a bunch of cardboard boxes. So what I have for this garden this year is kind of a mishmash of back to Eden garden, where we're going to use the straw for the wheat straw as a heavy mulch. And we're going to layer that kind of like a lasagna garden, where we're going to lay down a layer of manure, and then we're going to put cardboard on, then put the straw on top, and then plant through that. And so that is the plan. I'm not expecting a whole lot this year. I mean, it's like I said, it's been a few years, a decade since we planted in this garden. The plants are really looking fairly sickly because they're still in these little pots, and they've grown quite a bit in the last 3 weeks. And so they're busting to get out of there. So they're going to be pretty shocked when we plant them. And also, you know, one of the things that I hear about the complaints with Back to Eden Garden is that, you know, the first year people expect some kind of miracle, and it doesn't happen. You can do things to help the microbiology along. You can do things to prime it, to prep it. But at the end of the day, Mother Nature takes a little bit of time. And so we're going to put this in, and we're going to leave. You know, after we're done with being here for a few months, we're going to be gone for 2 years. And so during that 2 years, I'm not going to worry about it. And it should be beautiful, and have a lot of microbiological activity, lots of worms, lots of stuff in that soil when we get back in 2 years. And I would expect by then we could have a pretty amazing garden. But this year, we're just starting out. So the first thing I'm gonna do is jump on the mower behind me and just scalp this as low as I can get it. Now that I've got all that nitrogen-rich grass chopped down and chopped up, it's going to make a nice layer there. The next thing I need to do, spread some manure. I tell you what, this American life is going to kill me. I've been back it's been close to 8 weeks now. and I think I put on 15 pounds. A lot of comfort food, a lot of sitting around, and yeah, that little amount of work shouldn't have me as tired as it has me right now. But anyway, this is the beginning. So I've got the manure spread there. It's probably about 4 by 12 foot or 4 by 10 foot piece of ground. So the next thing is put on the cardboard. All right, I've got some cardboard boxes here. I'm gonna go grab some more, but a few things about the cardboard. One, you don't want to use the glossy, sometimes packaging comes not shipped to you, but the type of packaging you find in the store a lot of times has a lot of graphics on it. It's really glossy. You don't want to use that stuff. It's not going to break down just like this, just a clean brown cardboard. The other thing, if you got tape on there, take the tape off. Same thing, you don't want plastic in your garden, so take the tape off the cardboard before you lay it down. Okay, now I've got a small section of cardboard laid down, and let's just get it started. It's a little bit late in the day. Sun's gonna set in less than an hour now, so I've got quite a bit to get rolling here. So I'm just gonna do one small section tonight and then continue the work hopefully tomorrow. And so the next thing to go on is the hay, the straw that I'm using. So the next thing I'm gonna do before it gets dark, I grab some tomato plants. I don't have a fence around this, so I hesitate putting anything in that the deer or rabbits are gonna disturb. With our dog here on site, I don't think we have much problem with deer, but the rabbits are everywhere. And so I know they're not gonna bother this tomato plant, so I'm gonna go ahead and put some of those in the ground. Well, I'm running out of time quick, so I got 4 tomato plants in. 2 I think are Better Boy and 2 were Beefsteak Red or something like that. So anyway, that's one thing I'm really looking forward to here. We have some cherry tomatoes also, but the deal is in Liberia, sorry, lots of gnats out. In Liberia, because of the heat of the tropics, you cannot grow large tomatoes there. About the biggest you'll get is kind of aroma size, maybe a little bit larger than that. They just, they'll bloom, but they won't set fruit in the tropics. Only the cherry tomatoes, grape tomatoes, and kind of those smaller Roma sized tomatoes can grow there. So I'm really excited about having some large tomatoes that we can grow here in our garden. Hopefully the heat won't come on too strong to where those start, having problems. So anyway, next thing, straw. I'm gonna go get the straw. Okay, I finished stripping all the netting off the bale, and so it's ready. Basically what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this pitchfork here and gonna hook into the side of it and just kind of peel it. You just go around in a circle and unwrap it the way it was wrapped up. Now this is not gonna be the cleanest of straw. It's wheat straw. And so you can see from all the rain we've been having, there's a lot of wheat in here that was not harvested. It was just on the ground and in the straw and wasn't completely clean. So I am gonna have wheat come up in my garden, but the nice thing is not the right time of year for it. And so it's probably gonna come up. It'll be easy to kill. We'll just have to work the soil a little bit, and then that'll take care of the wheat. And once it's sprouted it's gone. And so there could be some other weed seeds in here, but for the most part, the seeds that are in this straw are from the wheat. Okay, well, I think that about does it for today's video. Sun has set, and I've got 4 tomatoes in the ground. I've got probably 6 inches of straw mulch. I don't know if you noticed, as I peel that off, I didn't try to fluff it up. This is wheat straw, and normally when it's dry, it's really loose. It's kind of a blessing that it's been rained on so much, because it's really holding together. So when I move it, I can move a lot more. It's heavy on the pitchfork, but I can move a lot more at one time. And I just lay it down. I leave it kind of packed together and lay down just to make it that much better of a barrier to any weeds that want to try to come up through the manure, through the cardboard, through the straw, and just help block that out and really get that soil conditioned over the next few years. So I'm really looking forward to some fresh tomatoes, but I'm much more looking forward to what this garden is going to produce a couple years from now. So thanks again for watching. I appreciate it. It's good to be back. I'm really going to be trying to be consistent. I've got some really cool stuff coming up. I've got a road trip coming up I'm going to share with you about on another video, but it's cool stuff, and have a great day. Bye-bye. No, don't go yet. Just one more thing. It's been almost a week since we finished planting in the garden. I just wanted to share something with you real quick. It's a little bit of a pro tip. And you know how you get pro tips. It's an amateur that makes lots of mistakes and tends to learn from them. So that I'm qualified. So here's my tip. As you can see, here's the garden. I've got my tomatoes over here, peppers in here, and then I have a variety of different things. There's watermelon and zucchini, squash, what else do I have? Anyway, some odds and ends over here, and you can see this is where we ran out of cardboard, and so we had some manure spread here, but that's something we're going to get some more cardboard. We still have a fair amount of manure left here, and so we just need to get some more of that spread out. And what I'm thinking is, even if we don't plant any more in the garden this year, we can go ahead and get more manure and cardboard and straw spread around, so that when we come back in a couple of years, that is going to be ready to roll. So here's my tip. This is what I learned. When I put this down, I put the manure down, I put the cardboard down, then I planted the plants, then I put the straw on. That's for most of the tomatoes. Then when I came back later to plant all these peppers, after a few days we'd had some rain, and it was so much easier. Because what happens is when you put the cardboard down fresh, it's still hard, it's still stiff, it's still dry, it's really difficult to tear. But when you put it under here, if you have a couple of days, go ahead and wait a couple of days. Because some of this cardboard I used was from banana cartons, banana boxes, really thick cardboard, and it was really hard to tear. But once it's under here for, not even that long, you see that? One hand, and it just rips. And so if you have the time to lay this straw down first and wet it down or let the rain fall, that's a really good way to do it. And so that's my lesson learned. This is the biggest lesson learned so far on making this new garden is put the cardboard down, manure, cardboard, straw, water it in or let it rain on it, let it sit there a few days, and that cardboard is so easy to work with. And just wanted to share that tip with you. Bye-bye.